to January's masterclass. I am so nervous because, and I actually really don't know why I'm so nervous. I think I'm nervous because we are about to take steps together to change your life. I am like the shaliach for you. I'm the messenger, I feel, in a lot of ways to teach you a skill that I believe should have been taught in high school. That wasn't. I actually I had to learn this skill myself because I am an artist, and artists are always like just all over the place, just in general. I hate to stereotype us, but it's true. My brain never stops. My brain is always constantly going. And because of that, I tend to forget things. And when I'm in I don't know if any other artists can attest to this, but when I get super hyper focused, especially on a piece of painting, an art piece or painting that I'm working on, I get super hyper focused that everything else around me would just basically like go away. And that's not that I don't have to tell you that that's not so healthy and that's not so good, and that therefore I would like not send out orders, I wouldn't get things done because I was so hyper focused on whatever I was doing. And so I needed to teach myself how to set goals properly, because sometimes we also tend to get very much into the micro and we forget about the macro plan. And so I actually learned this skill. I'm going to give her props. I learned the skill from Shalene Johnson. Shalene had a thing called the push journal. And she taught you how to create a goal. Now, I paid $60 for this push journal. It gave you 1 month, literally $60 for 1 month. I mean, talk about a steal. She stole from me. No, I'm joking. She did not, because it was a skill that I would have paid hundreds of dollars for. But the problem with her push journal is that I couldn't see my month. She didn't give you a calendar page. She didn't give you any, like, it was literally just a daily planner. And I tried using it for about a week and then I threw it away. And I went to Michael's and I bought the Happy Planner. And I was able to take her goal setting, the way that she taught goal setting, and turn it into something that was visually pleasing so that I could see it. Again, as an artist, it's so much easier for me to be able to see things. So I created the Happy Planner and I used the Happy Planner for 1 year. And then I turned and I really wanted to create my own planner. This was when I like my planner journey went, forward. And then from there, I bought a planner called oh goodness, what's it called? I think I might have it over here. It's called it's right here. It's called Equal Press. So Equal Press, I used this in 2018. I believe this was my 2019 planner. This was my 2019 planner. You can see I inked it up. And the way that my Inkwell Press planner worked was that I was able to literally like grid it out per day and per week. And it was a much sturdier planner than the Happy Planner. And I started teaching this skill to everybody in 2018. I started doing these master classes where every January I would teach you how to goal set. And so this became one of my, I guess you would call it my signature classes that I taught. Now, I started to want to create my own planner. And in 2020, I actually started doing bullet journaling. It did not work for me. So then I started creating my own, I literally started to create my own planner until finally I created what I have now that I've given to the boot campers. So I do have a few amounts of those planners. But I gave you a few of the sheets. If you are interested in buying a planner, I actually put it onto my Etsy store yesterday. I'll send you a link, but that's not neither here nor there. That's not why I'm starting it with this. What I'm trying to make you understand is that I have a very specific way of goal setting, and I'm going to teach you that method today. I gave you some of my sheets already for free. You have them. You can print them out. You can totally use them. But I want you to understand why this skill is so important, okay? The skill is so important because I'm going to teach you how to find patterns, how to look for patterns. And I'll give you a good story, okay? Remember I told you in my emails that I sent out that I was going to tell you a few good stories. So here's my first story, but first I got to build my nose. In 2018, was it in 2018 or 2017? I believe it was 2017. I decided to change my entire business. And I didn't know at the time that I was going to change my business. I just knew that I needed to make a change. And so I started talking more about in January, I sat down and I said, I'm going to start my first 90-day business challenge for myself. And at the end of the challenge, everybody knows the story. At the end of the challenge, I had, if you don't know the story, just raise your hand, but I'm just going to skim it like over and I'm just going to say the end result. But if you don't know the business challenge story, then just raise your hand. So that way I know. Oh, okay. So 9, 10. Oh, wow. Okay. So a significant amount of people have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm going to tell you. I was basically I started a business. It was called Not Too Shabby. If you look right up there, you could see my paints. See those pictures? I hand painted glass where I sold it to stores all over the country. I was selling so much that by Thursday, I would send out everything to the stores because they needed it. And then by Monday night, the stores would call me and tell me that they sold out. And I was sitting on stacks of more orders. And I was literally painting up to 500 pieces a week. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 500 pieces a day. Yeah, that's a lot of pieces. I was making net. Gross. I was making 350,000 a year, and I was putting in my pocket 60,000. So if you do the math, that would say that $240,000 was operating costs. That's a bad deal. That means that I was working to the bone, 16-hour days, and not making any money. Basically, not bringing in any money into Abby Wollen's pocket. And it wasn't because I wasn't. I'm skipping to the story, but basically I sat down one day and I was just crying in my studio and I said, something has to change. I've got to figure out what am I doing wrong? So I challenged myself. And in 90 days, I was working only 5 hours a day as opposed to 16 hours a day. And my profits were up by 10%. And people started asking me, Abby, how did you do it? And so what I did is I started something called the Business Challenge. And the Business Challenge then, I thought I would get like 20 people, but in the end, I got like 270 women who joined the first challenge. And this was in 2017. So I'm trying to tell you a story because I want to show you how I figured out the pattern. So because of that business challenge, okay, all of a sudden I started talking about, I took something called Marie Forleo's B School. I took something called the B School because I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong in my business. And what I found that I was fundamentally wrong was A, pricing, B, branding, C, customer experience, and actually just the actual operations and scalability of my business. And I realized that I never, ever, ever, ever want any other business owner like me who took their passion and turned it into a business to ever be in the same situation as me. So if I have knowledge, I've got to teach it to other people. And so that's why I started this. Now in 2018, when I first started doing this with my people, I did this first page. And I want you guys now to open up to the first page. So I actually realized that I had this whole presentation. This is how Abby Wollen works. Abby Wollen is so silly because the whole entire masterclass was in a thing like this. See, this is why Abby should never, ever prepare slides. So before we get to this page, I should probably go through the slides as like a real legit teacher, no? So by the end of this time together, I'm going to show you I'm going to show you what actions you need to take right now to create your roadmap to crush those 2021 goals, okay? Because this first sheet, you're going to see legit patterns. It is crazy what you're going to learn in this. So I want you to also stay with me till the end of this because I have something that I'm going to be launching called the Profit Club. And I want to talk to you about the Profit Club. So, and you can become a founding member. And when I say a founding member at a ridiculously low rate, I mean, I'm talking about like under $30. So we're going to talk about that. I also want you to take off all your distractions, like close all your phone, go away from the kids. This is your time. You're literally your time for anything. So I already explained who I am, but I will say it again. My name is Abby Wollen, and I teach creative entrepreneurs just like you how to turn their passions into their profits. And I work with stores all over the world. And so I told you a little bit about my backstory, right? That I hand painted glass. This is some of my pieces. And now I create business plans for women so that they can hit every single profit goal this year. And I wanted to explain to you about that pattern sheet and how this happened, how this literally transpired, because going from an artist to actually a teacher is kind of like a little bit weird. And it was like, people think that success is like a straight up road, but it's really not. It's like curvy, it goes down, it goes winding, and it's just kind of like bizarre how it all ended up, but it makes total perfect sense. So what I want you to do for a second, okay, is I want you to imagine what your business will look like. I ask my one-on-one clients and women who there's a process for me to take on a one-on-one client. I don't always take on one-on-one clients. I don't know if it's always going to make sense for us, but I always ask, they call in for a 30-minute consult. And by the way, if you want to have a 30-minute intake, you are more than welcome. I will just message me after this or email me, and we can totally set up a time to call and talk. But I asked them two questions. I asked them, what is right now, I asked them, what is stopping you right now from growing your business? And the second question that I ask is, what does success look like to you? If I could just take a magical wand and just wave it up, what would your business look like? And so I want you to just start writing that down. Take some notes, take a piece of paper, and I want you to start writing, what would your business look like if it was successful? And I actually want to walk you through a vision mapping. I will walk you through a vision mapping in 2 minutes, because I want you to really have a concrete idea of 2021. And then I want you to be standing in front of 2022. And how are you going to actually achieve those dreams? Okay. And I just want you to know that I've got you. I've got you through this whole entire process. And of course, you could always call me for that 30-minute intake. And then later on, I will be talking a little bit about the Profit Club and what that is and how that's like a community that's has far exceeded my expectations. For a really long time, women have been asking me if I would put together a class or a course or a club or a membership site that was at a greatly reduced rate. Most of you guys know that a 2-hour strategy call with me is $500. My business bootcamp class starts at $1,000. And that can be very cost prohibitive to a lot of business owners, especially when you're starting and growing your business. And so I sat and I tried to work this out, like what could I give at what value? And so I can't wait to show you what the Profit Club is and what founding members pricing is, and just explain it all to you. So that'll be at the end. Okay, so let's go back to this. So the 2020 year in review. So I did this in 2018. Let's go back to my story for a second. I did this back in 2018. And I did it with you guys on camera. And I'll never forget the messages that I got from my my students telling me how much this actually changed their life. And it really changed mine, because that's where I saw the pivoting. I started to see the patterns. Oh, look, it says April here. It really should be fixed. Okay. So what I want you to do here is this, okay? I want you to take notes, because I'm going to do this with you together a little bit, but take notes so that, and also you're going to get the recording, by the way, okay? So the recording will be available for 24 hours. And then then after 24 hours, it's going to go straight into the Profit Club so that you can rewatch this always over and over and over again, along with all the other trainings. We're going to talk about what's in there afterwards. Okay. So 2020 in review. So I sat down and I started writing this out. I actually think I have my old one, but I don't know where. I should have probably found it for this class. But so basically what happened is that I started looking, and I realized that in February, I did Marie Forleo's B School, and my 90-day business challenge was over here. My profits were up 10%. And then May, I did my first ever business challenge, and I got 200 women. And then I did another one in July, and I got over 400 women. And then I did another one in November, and I got over 600 women. And if you trace it back, it was from Marie Forleo's B School had a lesson, I believe it was in module 2, that she talks about the law of reciprocity, which I believe very strongly. And I think everybody knows that I believe in this. It's called the law of reciprocity. It means that the more you give, the more you receive. It's just like the law of attraction. So she said, you need to find something. And I'm telling you, all of you guys, if you never listened to Abby Walden for anything, listen to Abby Walden for this. You need to find something that you can give back to your community with in a free way. That's why I do all these free master classes. This is why I give you guys amazing content. I want to give you knowledge, and I want to give you content. So, and I want you to grow your business. Even if you pay me not 1 cent, not 1 cent. There are people who have never paid for me, who've never bought anything from me, but you know what they've done? They've sent a lot of their friends, and Baruch Hashem, I've been able to make a parnasa from it. So you never know that when you put things out into the world, what's going to happen. And so because Marie Forleo told me that, and so started going live every single week talking about building a business. And back then in 2018, no one was talking about business. I'm sorry, 2017, no one. There were very few YouTube channels. There was like hardly any Instagram accounts talking about business. I mean, this was like groundbreaking that I was doing this. And so all of a sudden what ended up happening is that in July, JWE reached out to me and said, hey, listen, Abby, for all intents and purposes, you are the face of entrepreneurship. Would you consider running our conference this May? And so in December, they reached out to me in October, I'm sorry. And then by January of 2018, I signed the contract. And then I ran their 2019 conference. So this was actually, I'm sorry. So this is 2018 to 2019. So 2019, I ran their JWE conference, and then you just started to see things build. And I realized, and then I also started to see patterns where I started to see that my business was actually moving from my hand painted stuff it used to be 80% wholesale, 20% retail. I started looking at a pattern and saying, wow, my business is now 80% retail, 20% wholesale, because I had built up such a social media following. So how do you actually fill this page out? Okay. And then if you have any questions about this, just put them into the chat box and I will answer them. The question is how do you actually fill something like this out? So you're going to divide your paper into 3 basic sections, which I want you to search for. I want you to look for these patterns. I'm going to teach you how to look for the patterns from overhead in a minute. But first we have to go very micro. The micro is that you need to look financials. So that's number 1. I want you to look at your financials. Number 2, I want you to look through social media or your photos. Okay. I want you to look at your photos, because your photos, when I'm doing this, I'll give you an example. Okay, so I did this last night. I went through my photos and I went, okay, so in January, I spoke at the Kavana conference. So that was my first speaking event. And then I went to the craft show with Color and Acrylic. In February, we launched the JWE conference. That was supposed to be that May, but didn't happen. In March, quarantine hit. Okay, in April, I started a new strategy on Instagram. In May, I took on the job for Virtually Limitless, and I ran my first ever nonprofit campaign outside of JWE, where we were raising significant funds. And then July, my kids were home and I spent more time with my kids. August, I launched my first ever boot camp. Like that was the first time I ever did. And I had 12 students. In September, I changed my Instagram account again. But this time when I did it, all of a sudden my Instagram, like my analytics exploded because of the strategy that I was using. October, I launched my boot camps 2 and 3, which were live coaching, and I got 24 students. So I doubled my students. In November, I raised $25,000 almost $25,000 for TNR, which is the next ride. So, and then we went to Dubai. And then in December, I launched my virtual boot camp, and I have over 45 women, 58 women in that boot camp right now. So that's like, so now I'm looking at it from an overhead. So that's like number 1 is like my operations, social media, like what was going on. The next thing I need to do is now go into financials. How many one-on-ones did I do in each month? How many business plans did I do for women in each month? How many intake calls did I do each month? and you can, and then because of that, I didn't do that yet, but like, and you can also look at, okay, how much money did I make? How much profit did I make every single month? And you will see from an overhead view, all of a sudden, you will see where your money is coming from. And you'll be able to say, wow, okay, so this month I did this X number of dollars because of this. Therefore, I should maximize the growth going forward, and I should focus on that for this year coming up. You can only go forward with goals if you understand what has happened in the past. This is something that's really, really vital to understand. Okay. So I want you to look at your financial numbers, and I want you to look at your social media or photos to help you what was going on in your business. The third thing that I want you to do is also look at your life. What were you doing in your life during this time? Did you exercise? Were you with your family? You know, quarantine and corona totally destroyed our lives. I'm not gonna lie. It took a wrench. It was like, I'll use a bicycle. It was like a bicycle wheel, and then a stick came through, and it just literally broke us. It really broke us, and it made us fall off of our bicycles. And the people who I have watched who have pivoted and changed, it's because they weren't afraid. Um, there was lack of fear. That's number one. But there was also a sense of grit and determination that they just had to make it go. And number three, they listened. They really listened to what their customers needed and what their customers wanted. Um, and I think that I do believe, look, in March, I didn't do that much work. And in April, I didn't do that much work because there was so much overwhelm. It was so overwhelming between Pesach and quarantine that my kids were home and I couldn't. And I gave myself the grace that that was okay. So I think that as you go through this, I want you to also give yourself grace and understand that we were living in historic times, but now we cannot give ourselves grace anymore. We have to sit down and we really have to go back and take a couple hours to go through our finances and go through who we were last year and where we can go going 2021. If you have a question, please send it my way. I'm going to look right now at the chat box. Um, um, and I'm looking at Q&As. Okay, I'm planning on starting a new business. No financials yet to check patterns. So what I would ask is, okay, so if you do not have any financials yet, what I would be doing is that keep this, and as you go through the year and as you are building the business, then make sure to keep looking at those things. Like, just know that this sheet is vital for as you grow, and you can actually use the 2021 one. Just print out two of them and then use that as you go so that you can see the patterns. Okay, so somebody asked me, what is the B School? So it's called, her name is Marie Forleo. Her B School opens in February. I will tell you that her B School is fantastic. However, she misses a lot of information, which I think is vital for growing your business, which is like the operational part. She talks mostly about marketing, which I think is everyone's knee-jerk reaction in general. But there's three different basic concepts, okay, when you're growing a business. There's you as a leader, right? How are you supposed to be the CEO? Then there's marketing, which is like content creation, creating your product and service, understanding how to market it, understanding your value, branding, all of that. And then there's operations, which is how much should you price it for? How are you scaling it? Employees, all of that stuff. There's those are your basic three sections. She mostly focuses on the second section. She doesn't focus on I'll give you an example. Do you know how many times I speak to clients who who tell me I need to make $5,000 a month? Okay, no problem. We look at their revenue buckets where they're making the most money, and guess what? They would have to work crazy, crazy amounts, sell tons and tons and tons to get to $5,000 because they have priced themselves completely wrong. Their operations are broken. So if they just focus on marketing, which is what everybody thinks, oh, if I just get more eyeballs on my product and service, I'll be fine. They're constantly in a cycle of hell. They're literally in a hamster wheel from hell, which is what I was in. So what I do in my own business boot camp, which is my B School, is I teach you from the ground up foundational skills of how to grow a business. So although I think Marie Forleo's school is amazing, it's $2,000. She's missing a lot of content, and mine is half the price. And I do think that I give you a lot more information. But if you're interested, she has something called Marie Forley. She has something called Marie TV, which is fantastic. And her content is by far amazing. And if you want to take her B school, you totally should. Okay. So it happens to be that like my B school, whatever, my boot camp is divided into 3 sections: clarity, strategy, and growth. So the first thing that I teach you is brand clarity and profit clarity. Who are you and how are you going to get it to people? How are you going to get that knowledge to people? And how are you going to get your, like who are you and why are you even in business? We go through your mission statement, your vision statement, your positioning statement. What is your value and who is your core, demographic? We niche you down. Then we talk about your profit clarity, like how much money do you actually need and what is the revenue buckets that you have right now, so that you can hit those profit goals. So that's clarity. Then the second thing we talk about is strategy. So then we go into business strategy. Are you pricing yourself properly? What are the legalities? Like I give you all of that business knowledge. And then we also talk about strategy marketing. So I teach you marketing strategy, content creation, Instagram, LinkedIn, email marketing, website. So I give you all that marketing 101. And then we talk about growth. So what are your growth strategies to grow and how do you scale and how do you set goals? So that's my boot camp. And if you're interested in the boot camp, absolutely reach out to me afterwards and I will send you a link so that you can sign up. But that is neither here nor there. Okay. Question box. My business is seasonal, so it's hard to get an idea. Okay. Toby, this is huge, okay? Because we are going to talk about seasonal businesses as we go through this. It is vital for you to do this, especially with seasons. I think that people think like, I actually talk about this in the Profit Club. I have a class called Business 101. We as Jewish women look at our businesses as this. You ready? We have the Hanukkah season, we have the Purim season, we have the Pesach season, we have the wedding season, we have the back to school season. Like we have all these seasons, right? So how do we connect that to the non-Jewish or the financial system, which is quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4? Okay. So quarter 1 is January, February, March. We are in quarter 1 right now. That is the Purim and Pesach season. That is when you're selling the most. Then you have April, May, and June. That is your Shavua season. That's your camp season. That's your wedding season. Okay. Then you have July, August, September. That is your Rosh Hashanah back to school season. And then you have October, November, December, which is quarter 4. And that is your Hanukkah season, the holiday season. You have to start thinking about it like that. Now, if you're in the clothing business, then your seasons are twice a year. You have autumn, we have fall, winter, spring, summer. So you would divide it into 6 months. So that's why my planner is you get 2 quarters. So either you could do it for fall, winter, or you could do it for quarter 1 and quarter 2. That's why I did it. That's why I did it that way. Okay. So I am in Abby's bootcamp and I can test that it's amazing. Oh, with so much concrete knowledge and in a very understandable way. Nicole, that was so nice. I was not expecting a testimonial like that, but thank you so much. I love my boot campers. They're like these women who are hustlers and they are working so hard to grow their business and to learn about foundations in business. And I'm just so proud of them. Okay. So the next thing that I want you to do after you do this, okay, is, and I'm telling you right now, when I say, by the way, that you're going to start seeing patterns, I'll give you one just simple pattern that I saw. Okay. So one of the patterns that I saw this year was that I raised in 2020, 25,000, 150,000. And I just got and then in December, I signed a new contract with Chesed 24/7. So I've raised, I didn't go into my pocket, but I raised over 150,000, I'm sorry, $175,000 for nonprofits this last year. I didn't even realize that. I also spoke at 3 events. So my speaking gigs are starting to go. Like you forget about the things that you actually do that are monumental. So because I want to grow on that, I want to, because I significantly want to grow what I did in 2020 and build on it, right? I want you to think of your life as steps along the way to growth. So if in 2020 I raised $175,000 for an organization, how much more can I do going forward? Like that's a huge part of my values, and it's a part of who I am as a human being. I like to raise money for organization. I'd like to give back. So can I set a new goal for that? And who can I partner with? Which nonprofit organizations can I partner with to help them raise their money? So that's number one. Number two, I realized that I really want to speak more. So how can I be a speaker, and how can I grow that part of my brand? So those were just two things that came about. Now I need to do the financial piece and see, okay, well, if I, for example, if let's say I did 5 business plans this year for nonprofits and organizations, and at a very high rate, right? For a few $1,000s. And at the $1,500 level, I worked with this many businesses to do business plans. And at the $500 level, I worked with this many, classes. How many hours did that take me in total? How was it worth it? What should I focus on that will bring me my most value with my most money for the least amount of time and energy? Do you understand? For example, if I work with these nonprofits and I give them a reduced rate, but it takes me, you know, 100 hours, whereas if I just focus on 2 hour strategy calls, I only have to work less. Maybe that's my focus. So you can only do that once you see patterns and you actually have this all written down. So do you understand? I want you to look for 3 things. Number 1, financials. Number 2, look at your photos and your social media and look at what your company was actually doing this past year. And then 3, look at your personal life. How much time did you give to yourself this year? How much time did you give to your spouse? How much time did you give to your friends? Okay, to your children. I want you to start thinking and looking at those things. Okay. Now we're going to move to this next page. Okay, so I love this because it really makes you think. So I'm going to go through some of mine. So I want you to write down, what are your accomplishments? So my accomplishments was I launched the business challenge offer, and this time I got over 800 women to join the business challenge in November. Like that was a big win for me. I also launched the boot camp, which was something that I have been dreaming about for years. That was a big goal of mine for 2020. And I not only did 3 live events, but I also did the virtual boot camp, and I got over 70 women to join everything. I believe I don't, whatever, over 70 women. I ran 2 really big nonprofit events. And so what are some of like the best decisions that I made this year? So number 1 was getting my own actual mentor for my own guidance. I believe very strongly in a business coach or a business strategist. I actually invested a significant amount of money into that. I still can't believe that I did that much money. It was it's $1,000 a month, so it's $12,000 for the year. So you might think, wow, Abby, that's a lot of money, but it's with a very, like, one of the top coaches out there, strategists. And I have to tell you, within the first month that I started working with them, they gave me a strategy, and I've been working it and converting my followers, converting my people significantly. And so I think that everybody should invest in a coach, invest in a strategist, invest in a mentor, because I have free mentors also. Like I have people who I can bounce ideas off of, but it's those people that are being paid that I think take it the most serious and will have your best, in my opinion, your best interest at heart. And I'm significantly happy with who I have. I also, by the way, I'm just letting you know, any strategist or business coach that you hire should, if they are an ongoing coach, should be asking you to do something called the KPIs, or asking you to submit your goals for the quarter. And then they should be keeping you accountable to the goals that you are setting. So anyways, that was the best decision that I made this past year. Cleaning out my basement was a huge accomplishment, which is why I'm in here right now. I am sitting in my office, which was like one of the biggest accomplishments that I had. Somebody just asked a question that says, do you have a business coach or mentor to refer? So, or how do you find a business coach or strategist? So, first of all, after this is, I will tell you right now, one of my goals, my personal goals is that, first of all, if you wanted to ever work with me, I do 2-hour strategy calls, which is kind of like called the brand audit, where I basically audit your brand for 2 hours. We sit down and I literally go through your entire business. You tell me what's not working. You tell me what success looks like to you. And I will tell you what's going on that's not working right now, what I see, and what my vision for you for growth would be. Okay. So I do that. That's a 2-hour strategy call. Then from there, I would then put you into either a private boot camp where I would help you privately, or I would put you into the regular boot camp, which will teach you how to grow a business, the foundational skills. My big goal for 2021 is to then take everybody that's been in my boot camp. So if you're in my boot camp, here's the big goal of mine is I am starting a mastermind. So I will be keeping you accountable to the goals that you set. We will have a once a month strategy call. And then I will be bringing experts into that mastermind to teach you specific skills every single month. It is not ready to launch yet. It will probably come out around February or March, late February, early March. But that will be something that I will be offering. Now, there are some excellent business coaches and strategists out there. I will tell you one thing that I am not. And if this is something that you need, I am not that person. I am a strategist. That means that I help you with growth. I do not help you with mindset. There are a lot of people who are stuck in their business because of mindset, fear, looking at everybody else, everything that they do just sets them back emotionally. That is not what I do. I look at where your growth is and I teach you how to actually achieve those goals and those dreams. But I'm not a mindset coach. So I would suggest that if that is your issue, okay, I'm being very honest with you, I would suggest that you get a life coach who will give you a lot of that mindset help for growth. They'll give you that growth mindset. But if you're looking for a strategist, then definitely reach out to me. If I can't help you, then I know of 3 other coaches or strategists that I would refer you to. But I definitely, I unfortunately, I know a few that people have used and it didn't work. And I end up getting all of their people after spending thousands of dollars with them. So I don't want that to happen to you. So definitely reach out. Okay. So now, one other thing is that like one of my best decisions was niching down, like really niching down. This year, 2021, one of my coach basically told me, he said, Abby, yes, Jewish women entrepreneurs is a niche. However, you still need to niche down significantly in there. And so now my new niche is going to be how I am going to talk mostly to people who are starting a business from their passion or their creative, and then how to grow that into a business. So I'm going to be niching down a little bit more. And okay, so what brought me joy? Okay, so I want you guys to write down what brought you joy. So for me, raising almost $25,000 for TNR for the next ride, that brought me serious joy. Working with teams and working with the JWE, I love working with other women. I love working with other women. It's like one of my favorite things. I find entrepreneurship to be very lonely. So that's something that I really love, that brought me joy. Spending quality time with my husband and with my friends, being able to just say, oh yeah, I have the time, I can go. Because when I was working 16-hour days in my studio, I couldn't do that. I was stuck. I was literally a slave to my business and to everybody else that I was being held accountable to. And another one was like that I didn't have to work on Chol Hamoed. I mean, that was a huge dream of mine for many years, to not have to work on Chol Hamoed. And I haven't done that in a few years. I'm sorry, a year and a half. And I'm just like, that brings me tremendous joy. So what talents did I discover about myself? Well, I discovered that I'm actually really good on camera. I didn't know that about myself. Like I used to get flustered, but like I did the Boni Olam. I hosted that event, which was the scariest thing I've done to date. But I think I did a really good job. And so maybe a biggest lesson that I learned was that, oh, this is a hard one. I didn't actually write this down. I got to about here and then I stopped. But I want you to write your biggest lesson learned, something that happened to you and you really realized. Like I think the biggest lesson learned was that I just started saying no to a lot of opportunities that were coming my way. And setting boundaries. When you set boundaries, you're not saying no, you're saying yes. You're saying yes to the people that are the most important and the jobs that are the most important, that you can give your whole self to. A lot of times people will send me opportunities and I'll be like, that's not what I want. And I went down the rabbit hole with a company and I didn't charge them. I just was like, oh, this could be a really cool partnership. And after I mean, we're talking like 20 hours later, I didn't get paid for that and it just didn't work out. And so I've learned to just say no when things come my way that I just don't think are the right fit. If I, and trusting my gut much more. Like if my gut says, I don't think so, then you know what the answer is? No. So what were some challenges, missed opportunities, and problems that I solved? So the problems that I solved, I can do that very easily. My planner, hello, it was a 4 years in coming. It was something that I really wanted for since I took Shalene Johnson's push journal, and that problem solved was a huge one for me. And I'm still working a little bit of the kinks out, but that was a huge problem solved. And missed opportunities. I'm just trying to think if there was a missed opportunity that I wish that I had taken that I didn't. I mean, I don't think it's a missed opportunity. I think it's just like the reality of the times, but like I really wanted to travel. I really want to travel the country doing more one-on-one workshops, but I couldn't because of Corona, and JWE didn't happen because of Corona. And I think challenges are that. I think challenges are that Corona hit and we had a lot of children in our house. And I mean, we were 7 people living in a very tiny house. And so I think that like that significantly impacted my business. And so when I want you to understand that the reason why I'm doing this lesson with you and I'm doing this exercise with you is because I'm trying to give you guys some ideas. Is this resonating with you? Is this helping you at all in growing, your own mindset? I mean, like I'm trying to like really just help you, work through the sheet together. You can totally write in the Q&A. You could write in the chat box. I mean, like I kind of like feel like, because like on a live you can like get the hearts, but like there's no hearts here, so I don't know. But the Q&A box, there's questions coming in and I didn't even notice that. 1 second. Okay, so I noticed an obvious increase in sales during the holiday season. How do I keep that going year round? Okay, so an anonymous attendee asked that question. So, good. Oh, so 1 second. And people are going, hearts. Of course, this helps. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad that this is all resonating with you. I'm going to answer a few questions before we go to the next page. Okay, so I noticed an obvious increase in sales during the holiday season. So you're always going to have that. The ebb and flow of a business. What you kind of want though is not the ebb and flow. You want stairs. Okay. So that means that you're going to go up in price and then plateau. And then you're going to go up in price and then plateau. So what you want is that every single time you have a new season, you're growing it even higher. Now you might have that dip a little bit. So it might go down a little bit because the season's over, but you never want to get it lower than the high of the previous season. Okay. And so the way that you do that is through marketing, through branding, and through having a business plan. That's like the most important thing, is you have to have a business plan. This is what I teach in, the boot camp, is how to grow that. Julia says, my kids are still home. My husband is high risk, but I should stop giving myself grace already. Pandemic is over. Just some people pretend it is. Pandemic is not over, just some people pretend it is. The pandemic is not over, and I really don't want to talk about vaccines or not vaccines. This is not at all what this is about. However, I feel for you and I understand your pain, and I think that the only way that you are going to get through this is if you set specific goals of times that you're going to work and you keep yourself accountable to the goals that you set. It's the only way that you're going to get through this. And having and setting boundaries with your children and making them understand that these are the times that you're working and these are the times that you're with them. And I always say that when you give your children 100% of them and attention, they will give you 100% back of you. Like once, it's kind of like filling their gas tank. Once you fill their gas tank and sit with them for like a good 10 minutes of just them, you and me, and quality time, all of a sudden it's just like, they're like, okay, enough already. And then you can go do what you need to do. And they'll come back to you when they need you again. So Devora Katz wants to know if I could give her 3 minutes to fill out the chart. I want to fill it out, but I want to pause. But okay, so I am going to, does everybody want like a few minutes to fill this out? Yona says that if more than one business, do you suggest doing this for each business separately? Yes. Print it out for different businesses. Yes, absolutely. Would there be room for both a life coach and a strategist concurrently? Ariella, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, I don't know if you can hear my kids are vacuuming and they're playing piano upstairs, so please forgive me. I told them to keep quiet, so they're doing a good job. Um, they haven't walked in yet, you know? Would there, okay, so there is definitely room for both. If you have the finances, then yeah, absolutely. But I think that you need to figure out which one you need first. Because, or a therapist, you should be seeing a therapist, somebody who will help you with your mindset. Um, I mean, my students will tell you and vouch that I'm just like, I tell you as it is. Like, you hire me to tell you what it is. I pull off a lot of band-aids, and I'm very, very strong in what I say, not because I want to hurt your feelings, but because I want the best for you. And so I'm not going to pander to you, and I'm not going to tell you, oh, this is okay and it'll be fine, if it's not going to be. So if you need a little bit more fluff, then perhaps I'm not the right coach for you, and that's okay. Or strategist. How do you make such a huge decision for your business and know which choice is the best one? Ah, such a good question. Okay, this is how you do it. Okay, it's gonna sound a little fluffy. I'm sorry, my nose is very like stuffed today, but it's gonna sound a little fluffy, but this is how you do it. Okay, you're going to sit and you're going to sit and you're going to think about that opportunity. You're going to sit with it in your gut, you're going to sit with it in your body, and you're going to walk yourself through that opportunity, all the things that you have to do in order to make that a reality. Okay, and then you're going to say to yourself, you're going to sit to yourself, and you're either going to feel like joy, you might feel a little bit of a stiffening, but it still brings you like, there's an expanse, like you're like, oh, I want to try that out, or like, oh, that sounds interesting. Or you're going to feel that crunch in your belly that's like, I don't want to do this, I really don't want to do this. Or you're going to be like, I don't know. So if you are like me, how I used to be, and you were like, I'm so curious, I'm the cat that curiosity killed, then you might want to owe yourself, like maybe you feel like you have to go down that rabbit hole. I've gone down that rabbit hole enough times to say, yeah, my gut says I don't know. The answer is I don't know. So once you do that, I know it sounds fluffy, but it's so it works every single time for me, at least, and I think it will help. And it's helped a lot of my own business owners going forward. Do you work with startup businesses that are very new, like 1 month? Yes, Mika. Yes, significantly, significantly. I'm working right now with a huge brand that just started, and within since November, we've grown her Instagram account to over 3,500 followers. 3,500 followers. We already started her email opt-in. She already has people opting into her email list. She's already started to create a real community around her product or service, and it's really been wonderful watching her grow. So yes, I absolutely work with businesses that are very new, but I mostly work with women who have started a business but they haven't had success. They're stuck and they don't know why they're stuck. And so what I do is I do a brand audit for them. We figure out where they're stuck, and then I help them through that. Ilana says having Abby as a strategist helps with your mindset. I'm glad. Yes, Ilana is one of my favorite clients. How does growing a season and prices work through a product-based business? You can't raise prices every year. No, Ariel, you can't raise prices every year, but you can raise the amount of people that actually buy your product or service. And technically, you could actually raise your prices based on if it's a different type of product or not. So for example, when I was painting my glass, although my pictures went for $75, there were some that were $95 based on the actual design or work that I had on it. So you can definitely raise your prices if you needed to. Would you say, okay, one more question and then we're going to go on to the next one. Ariella asks, would you say to this year in review, if last year I was an employee and this year I was going out on my own? I know I learned so much, but it would look different than from what you're describing as a business owner doing the year in review. It doesn't matter. Still do the year in review and look at those patterns, because it will help you as you grow going forward, especially if you being an employee was guiding you to your own business. Meaning, like if you, I have somebody who I helped grow their business from 5,000 to 15,000 in it was May, June, July, August, September, October. But in 6 months, she went from 5,000 to $15,000 in profit. Okay, profit. And she was working with she was working for another company. And so she moved from that company to her own business, but I still had her look at those patterns because that will help her significantly in the jobs that she was doing for that company as an employee, to help her see what she was really good at so that she could use those skills to grow her business going forward. Okay. Let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, we're going on to the next page. Okay. So this is actually one of my favorite pages. This is where you're going to take an intake, okay? So you have to know that there's an overarching theme that I want you to take for 2021. And you're going to find out what that theme is based on this. Now, I can tell you what my theme is. My theme is not clarity, it's not environment, it's not faith, it's not relationships, it's not me time, it's not finances, it's not balance, okay? Because last year mine was environment and finances. And I really worked really hard to make myself an office and to really grow my business, which was finances and balance. This time I gave myself, okay, so what I want you to do is give yourself a score, okay, on in which areas do you need help with. And let me go through them and I'll tell you where I needed the most help for 2021. So clarity is, do you have clarity on who you are? If you're doing this for a business, it would be your brand clarity. Do you know what your brand is about? Do you have a vision for your brand? Do you know what your mission is? Do you know what your vision is? Do you know who you want to help in your business? If you do not have brand clarity, that is something that you must work on going in 2021, because I can promise you this, you will not grow your business without brand clarity. It's just, that is the reality, okay? And if you need help with that, you have to come back to me and I will help you, okay? But you must have brand clarity. That's number one. If you're not doing this as a business owner, then you need to figure out what is your personal clarity. Do you know who you are and what you want to be when you grow up, and who you are and what things you want to do for your life? Do you understand your mission in this world? Do you know why you are here? Okay. The environment is, if you are a business owner, I would say that your environment is your actual business office, your studio, the area that you actually do business in. How clean is it? How organized is it? Do you love it? If you're not in a business, I would say for your family is, how organized is your house? How is your family's environment? I don't want to go into, shalom bias here, but like, what is the environment in your house? Is it clean? Is it organized? Do you have a system? Do you have boundaries? Okay, faith is Yiddishkeit. Do you daven every day? Do you bake challah? Do you light candles? Do you want to get more spiritual? Do you feel like you feel disconnected to, God? Do you want to take more on with your faith? Where do you feel in that? Where are you sitting in that? Relationships. And I think this is more about, this could be your significant other. It could be your friends. It could be your family. How are your relationships right now? Me time is you. How much time do you actually give to yourself? And do not play the 30-30-30-10 game, which is 30% to my business, 30% to my family, 30% to my home, and 10% if you're lucky to yourself. You will destroy your life if that is how you play the game. Me time has to be part and parcel to your business and to yourself. Every Friday, my husband knows, I go to get my manicure. My kids know, you are not allowed to call mommy during that time. That is my time. That is Abby Wolden time, me time for myself every Friday before Shabbos. Like the minute I walk into that nail salon, I promise you, the minute I walk into that nail salon, it's like all of a sudden, like Shabbos is coming, like something changes in myself. Dahlia saying, so important to look at all the angles. Thank you, Abby. This is what this intake is about. It's like, how can you grow going forward with intention if you don't know where you're holding in all these areas? Okay, finances. Where are you holding financially? How much money have you made? Because you went through your finances the last year, right? So where are you holding financially? Do you feel like you need to make more money? Do you need a better strategy? Do you need help with budgeting? Where are you holding financially? Business, personal, okay? Balance. I love this one. Balance. Are you going to sleep on time? And this is health. I mean, we could talk about balance and health, but balance is more of like, I always talk about, you want to be grounded, not balanced. You want to be standing on 2 feet, not on 1 foot. Like when I think of balancing, I think of like standing on 1 foot, holding something and hoping that I don't turn over. Okay. So I want you grounded, 2 feet on the ground. Okay. How grounded do you feel in your business, in your personal life, in your life, whatever. Health. Okay. And this is where I actually struggled this past year, where I really significantly this year need to take a huge active role with my health. And I will say that I actually even reached out to Rory Weisberg, from Full and Free to really help me, because I really need to take better control of my own life. Like I always say, I'm in this world for a reason, and I know what my purpose is. My purpose is that I am here to help you. I went through everything that I went through in my life. I went through all the hardships in my life, so that I could help you to live your best life. And Hashem gave me a tremendous amount of knowledge, and I am not a gatekeeper. Everybody knows I'm not a gatekeeper. I will tell you everything that I know if I can help you. And I do not give that same grace to myself. I work myself to like a dog, because I have a sense of responsibility, and not because I don't have boundaries. It's just because I enjoy working. I actually really enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy listening to my clients. I enjoy creating new content. I enjoy that. So why shouldn't I do that? But if I'm not taking care of myself and I'm sitting in a chair 24 hours, like significantly for a long time, because I enjoy my work, okay, that's not healthy and that's not good. And if I eat all my allergens, it's not good. And so I have to really, in 2021, this is my goal, is that I really need to take care of my health. And so what I want you to do is take this intake, because it will give you a lot of insight, because that overall arch of my health is going to be my theme for this year. Okay. And I want you to come up with your theme. So what I want you to do now is sit down. Okay. And I want you to think, what are your personal goals? Because you're a person. You're not just a business. You are a person with your own personal goals. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And what do you want to have? And so I want to walk you through a lesson. Okay, so one second. Somebody just asked me 2 questions. So number one is, okay, one second. Okay, so let's go back to this, because I'm getting a bunch of questions. So if you have questions on this, like send it my way right now. So it looks like this is not going to be a 90-minute class. It's going to be way longer. But that's good. That's good. I'm here for you guys. I got you. Okay, it's already 1:00. Okay, so I'm super busy at school, 7th grade. How do I make time for school and my business? So I was also a teacher when I started my own company. And the way that my life is that I worked from 9 till 12. And then at 12 o'clock, I worked from 9 till 12. And then at 12 o'clock, I went to work till 4. And then my husband walked into the house around 6, 7 o'clock. And then I went back down to the studio and I worked more. And, when you're first starting out, unfortunately, that's what you're going to have to do until the amount of money that you make in your side hustle turns into your full-time job, right? So you have to, at some point, you're going to have to say, okay, I have to be able to push through and go over. And I teach that a lot in the boot camp of how do you know when to do that? But I think the boundaries and making time, you have to decide what is your priority, and you also have to work with intention. So if you're intentionally doing it, it's different than if you're always working in emergency mode. Do you understand the difference? For a lot of me working in my business was when I was first starting out in my studio, a lot of it was emergency mode because I wasn't working with intention. Because I was just, when I say intention, it means that I was just making anything that would bring me money, but I wasn't really looking to see where would I make the most money for the least amount of time. So when you sit down and you figure that out, you will start working smarter, not harder. And so this is what I teach again in the boot camp of how to figure those foundational business ideas and fundamentals. So my answer would be is you just got to work with intention and figure out where you can make your most money for the least amount of time. Oh, she's a student. I swear that was the funniest thing. She says, I'm a student in 7th grade. She's not a teacher in 7th grade. Guys, we have a kid in the class. Okay. So TJ, who I know who TJ is because she is an amazing young entrepreneur who has her own salad dressing business. you want to work smarter, not harder, and figure out where the money is coming from. Where can you make the most money for the least amount of time? We need to have a strategy call. Okay. So you better reach out to me afterwards. Okay, TJ? Okay. I'm not clear what balance means. Can you reiterate? So balance means is that, do you feel unbalanced? Do you feel like you're constantly putting out fires everywhere you go? And therefore you need to set up boundaries. Do you feel non-grounded? Do you feel like you really need to take a hold of your life because you feel unbalanced? And at what level? So what if you have a few sections that have low numbers? How do you prioritize? So my suggestion would be, when you really have a lot and you really need to prioritize, you need to, I would say, circle two. This is what this is about, is I'm going to teach you how to actually prioritize the things that you need to prioritize. Okay. So that's where we're going next. Okay, can you clarify clarity, please? Okay, clarity means that you understand. Clarity. Sorry, I just want to put this away. Okay, this is the last question, and then we're going to go to the next page. So clarity means that you understand who you are and what you want to be. Or in a business, you understand your business clarity, as in, like, you understand, what your niche is. You have what your vision is, your mission statement is, your positioning statement. You have a clear brand identity. Like, people, you have like a nice logo, you have a brand kit, you have visual branding, you have a beautiful website. Like, you know who you are and what you're selling. And that goes for business and it goes for personal. Okay, next. All right, so I want to walk you through a vision map. Okay. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine yourself in 5 years. Okay, close your eyes. 5 years from now. How old are you right this second? And how old will you be in 5 years? So I'm about to turn 40 in like 3 days. Wednesday's my birthday. I'm getting old, I know. And so I'm going to be 40. So my oldest daughter right now is 17. So in 5 years, I'll be 45, and she will be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That one second. She'll be 20. She'll be 25. Holy schmoly. She'll be 25. My youngest, who is 9, will be 9 plus 5 is 14. She'll be 14 years old. Holy schmoly. So she'll be going into 9th grade. In 5 years, she'll be going into 9th grade. Are you like all sitting there like thinking to yourself, oh my God, like how old am I going to be? And this is crazy. My kids are going to be so big. So I want you to think about yourself, like, what is the business? Oh, thank you. You guys are so cute. You're an Aquarius. Now everything makes sense. You should just know, Ariella, I was born on the day that Capricorn and Aquarius like change, like Capricorn turns to Aquarius. I'm on the cusp. So I don't know if that means anything else, but I don't know signs. But anyways, so I want you to think of yourself in 5 years. Think about how old you're going to be. Everybody close your eyes. Stop posting. Happy birthday. Okay. So where are you going to be? And what is your business going to look like? What do you want your business to look like? Do you want employees? Do you want a new office? What are you selling? What do people look at you like? Like, what is the big vision? Where are you sitting? When you're sitting here, where are you sitting? Are you sitting in your house? Are you sitting in your backyard? Are you living in a bigger house? Do you have stores? Do you have your pieces in stores all over the country? Do you have your own stores? Like, what does that vision look like in 5 years? So if in 5 years, this is what I want it to look like, then I need to work backwards to get to year 1. And so this is year 1. What do I have to do? Who do I want to be? And what do I have to do? Right? What do I want to have? Who do I want to be? And what do I have to do this year in order to lay the foundation and the framework for the life that I want and the life that I want to achieve? And I want that to sit with you for a second. So if one of my big goals is that, I want to, I want to have my own live events, and I want to take my boot campers on retreats. And I want to build a connection and a network of women that are just so on fire with their businesses. Then what do I have to do this year to start laying that groundwork for that? Even with Corona. Ilanit, you bet. I am like so ready for my first retreat. I wanted to have it this year, but we couldn't because of Corona. But I'm hoping that this summer we can have our first retreat. Like that would be like the most amazing thing where we can just spend a Shabbos together, or a couple days. I don't know. We have to figure it out. But this is like such a goal of mine that I want. So that's what I want you to write here. I want you to, this is called a vision map, okay? So the way a vision map works is you put yourself in the center. So I would put Abby Wolin, let's say, in the center. And here I would put one of my biggest goals is the boot camp. I want to keep building the boot camp, right? So part of the boot camp would be retreats. It would be the live trainings, right? And then it would be the workbook and all of the goodies that come with it. And so I would write all about all the things like I have to do in order for that piece to work. Let's say another piece of mine would be speaking events. So in order for me to, be a speaker and to get jobs of being a speaker, I would have to connect with nonprofits. I would have to start getting published in magazines, right? I would need to start looking like an authority. And then I would probably make a bunch of videos and make a YouTube channel, right? So can you give an example of how the vision map would look like for a Real Talk company? Sure. Okay. So you would put your company on the center. And then what you want to do is I call them, this is like just a simple idea or concept. So you would basically put I teach this in the boot camp, but basically what you do is you need to figure out what your revenue buckets are. Okay. Your revenue buckets are basically done into 3 buckets. There's your MVP, which is your minimal viable product. It's a product that is like your MVP player. It's like your best player that you use all the time. Okay. That product, that item is that would be like, okay, so you would write MVP here, and that would be, let's say for me, when I was having my glass painting with my salad bowls, might be my pictures. And then I would write all of all of the best for like this year, vision mapping for Q1. So I'd say, okay, my MVP players are my salad bowls, my pitchers, my cake domes. Okay, so what designs am I actually making? Or maybe it was the design. So roses. I'm going to do a salad bowl, the roses in purple and pink. Maybe it was orchids. I'm going to do those in pitchers, in purple and pink, whatever it is. And then another one is called your loss leader. The loss leader is an item that you don't actually get paid on, or you lose money on, like free delivery, but it brings in higher paying clients. So if you have free shipping or free delivery, or for me, my 30-minute intake call, that would be a loss leader. So what are those things that you do in your business that, help you? You could, and then the last one is opportunities. Where are there opportunities for growth in your business? And you can only find the opportunities by looking at again, you have to go through your finances through the last year and find patterns. You could also use it for marketing. So you could put in, Abby Walden marketing, and this could be Instagram, this could be YouTube, this could be LinkedIn. And then what are my core content buckets going forward? And so, let's say here is Instagram. So it would be like, okay, stories, reels, and posts. So this is my content. So this is my core content for Instagram. So what do I have to do in order for that to work? And so a vision map is you put yourself in the center, and it could be social media, it could be marketing, it could be finances, it could be your business, it could be like here. If let's say one of them was website, I really want to work on website. Well, what do I need to do in order to make my website work? What resources do I need in order to make my business work, at my website work? And who do I need in order to get my website to get started? So this is a vision map for you to start looking from an overhead view as to what needs to get done. And you can print out 1 million of these vision maps. Like I use them significantly all the freaking time. Do this separately for different businesses, correct? Yes. And also do this for different sections of your business. Am I supposed to have the vision map page in the workbook? So YG, because I don't know what your name is, I sent out an email earlier this morning and last night with a new workbook that has the vision map in it. So if you're missing it, please make sure that you download the later version of the workbook because it was updated. Also, Marlene says my hair looks fabulous. Marlene, I wonder why you think my hair looks fabulous. She did my hair. This is her creation and shades. It's like unbelievable. I'm obsessed with it. Will this be sent out in our emails? Yes, I will. With the recording, you will get this this packet again. Okay, next. So now what I want you to do is figure out what your professional goals are for this year. Your top 3 professional goals. What do you want to accomplish in your business for the next 3 months, the next year? Top 3 big goals. And then what you're going to do, once you figure out your top 3 goals, those are like your overarching goals. Okay. I then want you to start looking at 2021. I want you to start mapping out what your 2021 looks like. And I always put in, the first thing I do is I put in where the holidays are because I need to know where things are going. And I'm going to be like, okay, so in January I did the vision map. In February, because my goal, one of my big goals is that I want to have a free masterclass every single month. So in January, I'm going to be offering vision mapping. In February, the big class in the Profit Club is going to be Canva. So I'm going to do a free class on Canva. And then in March, I'm going to do email marketing. So what does this look like, and how is my year going to look based on my top 3 goals? Okay, so that I want you to map out your next goals, and then the next thing is I want you then to take your next 3 months, and I want you to take your looking at your full year, divide that now into 3 months. Okay. In the planner, I'm actually going to put the link to purchase the planner if you'd like to purchase it. I'm going to put the link in 2 seconds. I'm going to show it to you. But basically, what I do is I give you a class on, can you see this? On how to achieve your profit goals. Okay. So, you know what? Actually, 1 second. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to sneeze again. First of all, I want to go into my Etsy shop and give you this link. I'm putting it into the chat box. This is the link for the planner. If you're interested in purchasing it, it's $45 plus shipping. I will also send you a box of a ton of goodies, by the way, just saying. I will send you a bunch of goodies as well. But that is the link to purchase the planner. I believe there are 10 inside, like 10 left. So if you want them, just grab them before they're gone. So I wanted to give that to you. Now, I just want to show you the planner for a second. Hold on. This is, where's the planner? Okay, so here's the planner. Can everybody see my page in the chat box? Just tell me that you could see it. I just want to show you something. Okay, yes. Okay, so what I do is that the first part of the planner, okay, the first part of the planner is I teach you, there is a lesson. Why is it not popping? What is going on? Okay, so the first page, which I'm trying to show you, which I'm not really sure or understanding why this page is not here. That is really weird. I don't understand why it turned, okay. Okay, anyways, I'll just show it to you. But basically, the first page of the planner looks like this. So it gives you a link to go to the training video, and then it shows you how you can figure out what your profit goals are and how much money you need to make, which products are going to give you the most money, basically working smarter, not harder. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to figure out, you're going to have a quarterly brain dump where you're going to think about what are those 3 products. Is the planner in color? So it's half color, half black and white. So the dividers are color, but the actual pages are black and white. So then you're going to figure out your quarterly goals, right? What resources do you need to accomplish your goal? Who do you need to accomplish your goal? And what do you actually need to do in order to accomplish the goal? And then you're going to grid them out. So you're going to put the 3 months, just like I gave you these 3 months, this page. Just like I gave you this page, this is exactly what you have in your planner, okay? So how are you actually going to achieve those 3 goals for the next 3 months? What are you actually doing? So for example, if let's say mine was, I am going to make 150 glass pitchers. So what colors? How much time is it going to take me? What can I expect? What revenue am I going to expect from that? What profit am I going to expect from that? You have to figure out like so what kind of content do I need to create around that product or service? And do I need to do a photo shoot? Who do I need to create my photo shoot for? Do I need to create a video? Do I need to create reels? Like all of the things that you need in order to make this work. And then you get your first month. You're going to get a month like this, okay? And what you're going to do is for that month, you're going to write down all of the goals that you need to achieve. So for example, to show you mine, this is literally how you hit goals. Like this is how you figure out your quarter goals. These are the things that I need to do this quarter. This is who I need. This is what I need. And this is how I'm going to do it. And then, can you see this? So one of my goals was at the top was the masterclass. So I have to create the opt-in and the landing page. I need to create the workbook. I need to create the slides, and I need to do 2 emails for the pre-campaign. Okay. Now I'm going to cross them all off because I did all that. Okay. And you cross them off as you go. Now, I also need to do the Profit Club. I need to do 2 emails post the class. I need to do social media slides. I need to create the landing page. I need to create everything and the offer and everything for the Profit Club. Okay. So now what I do is, so now I have all of my things that I need to do, which I gave that to you. And then you have your monthly spread. Okay. The monthly spread looks like this. Okay. The monthly spread. And then after the monthly spread, you have this. You have a page that looks like this. Now this page, basically, I'm just going to show it to you on the Etsy shop because it's easier to see it. It looks like this. See it? This page, up on top, you would put all of your social media posts, like anything that you're doing for social media. Here is groceries and what you need to buy and what you need to make, and you can do all that. Then over here, it says week 1 goals. Your week 1 goals go here. So based on these goals here, you're going to put your week 1 goals right here. And you're going to, maybe I don't need to do all 4. Maybe I just need to do 2 of them. So I'm going to break it up in week 1, and then I'm going to break the other 2 up in week 2. So now if in the first 2 weeks, my goal here, goal 1 is crushed. It's done. Now maybe I need to also do the Profit Club. I needed to create the 2 emails and the landing page. So I put that in week 1 and week 2. So by the time week 2 is over, goal 1, goal 2 are crushed, done. And then what I do is, once I know what my goals for the week are, I start gridding them out. Per week. And so I gave you guys the weekly thing. I gave you the weekly spread. And the spread basically looks like this. I don't know if you can see, but it basically looks like this. So now you can start gridding out your own week. I put the 3 bottom are the top 3 things that I need to do, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I'm checking out my food intake. And over here, I'll write the main. So like maybe this is about the Profit Club. Maybe it's about my one-on-one meetings. Maybe it's about Chesed 24/7 because I'm working on their campaign right now. So you want to basically, the idea of the Shita is, okay, the concept is you take your big goals for the quarter and you divide them up by what you need to do, who you need in order to accomplish the goal, and how are you actually going to do it? What do you actually have to do? And then you go into your month, you significantly write down the goals that you need, and then you map them out per week. Got it? Does anybody else have any questions on this? Any questions on this? Because I'm going into, one second. I just want to stop this and go back to 2020 vision mapping. And because I want to finish with one last thing. Okay, no questions coming in. So I'm going to I just want to finish with one last thing because we're not finished with the masterclass at all. I just want to finish this part for a second. And I want to say is that um, I always say that there's 4 parts of growing a business, okay? And in my first class with Business 101, I teach this, and I'm going to tell you what Business 101 is in a second. Sorry, I'm going ahead of myself. But in business, there's 4 things. There's strategy, which is a lot of clarity. There's build out. Sorry, there's strategy and understanding what I want to achieve and how I'm going to achieve it. Then there's implementation. There's creating the content, creating the product, um, reaching out to people. Then there's the build out, which is the actual doing of it. And then the last part is analysis. Everyone forgets about analysis because they would rather keep everything covered and not look at what's underneath the band-aid or see what's not working or see the dirt because it's scary. And what this vision mapping does is it says, let me look at what I've done in the past, good, bad, ugly, and fantastic. And let's build on what I've learned and where my successes were so that I could achieve my dreams. And I do that. I do that analysis every single quarter. I look back and I see where have I had success and where can I grow forward. Okay, let me just answer some questions. Basically, you're subdividing your goals. Exactly. So you basically build your big goals and then you divide them by month and then you divide them by week. What is the second one called? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What is the second? Oh, sorry. Okay. So it's called strategy, implementation, strategy, implementation, strategy, implementation, build out, and then analysis. Those are the 4. Okay. So I want to talk to you about Business 101, Marketing 101, and Operations 101 because it is in this new Profit Club. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the Profit Club. And this is so uncomfortable for me. I just want to state this, okay? I need you to know something, that this is extremely uncomfortable for me but I also know that this is a long time coming, an extremely long time coming, because so many of you have asked me for this, and I'm giving it to you, and I feel like, and I'm doing this at a founder, and I want to do this as a founding members pricing, okay? Because we're building this together, okay? I need you to know that. So right now it is $27. I can't even believe I just said that. It is $27. And the reason why this is $27 is because you are coming in as a founder. We are building this together. Your feedback is going to help this for all the hundreds of other women that are going to be coming to this after Pesach when I reopen this. So it's only going to be open for 1 week. We're closing it. And then I am going to be reopening it later. I don't know why it says Canva over here. So we're going to just delete that. So what is the Profit Club? So the Profit Club is a place where you can gain the clarity that you need to grow your profits in 2021. I know how hard it is for businesses like you who started out of passion and grit and perseverance and just started your business. But you're lacking a lot of the foundational business knowledge. And I understand that $1,000 to get into the bootcamp can be cost prohibitive. I know this very, very well because that's what you guys tell me. So what I wanted to do was create a community of women who were just like me, because I'm craving community desperately, especially in this pandemic. I am craving it, where we can learn from one another, but I can also give you the skills that you need to grow your business. So inside of the Profit Club, which is up right now, it's like literally right there. I just have to add the 3 core trainings. It'll be up there within the next 2 hours, 3 hours. So by tonight, it'll be there. Every single month, okay? Right now, there are 3 classes in there. There's the Business 101, there is Marketing 101, and there's Operations 101. So in Business 101, I go through what are the 8 essential things, foundational tools that you need to grow your business right now. Number 2, there is Marketing 101, which is, I also talk about pricing in there also, okay? Marketing 101 is how do I actually grow my marketing? Like, what is marketing? What should I be looking when I'm growing my marketing? What should I focus on marketing? And what is the goal of marketing? And just understanding how to actually use marketing as a bullhorn, as opposed to it just like spinning my wheels and just paying influencers for nothing. Okay. Number 3 is operations 101, is how do I actually scale my business? Nobody ever talks about operations or how to be a CFO. It's understanding your pricing, understanding your numbers, and how to actually build to scale. Okay. So you have these core trainings. Once a month, I add a new core training in there. Okay. So every month, so January you'll have a new one, February you'll have a new one, and March you'll have a one. These are about 30 minutes long and they're pre-recorded. Then I have on the third Tuesday of every single month, we have a live class. It's a 90-minute class where I will actually be coaching you on a specific topic. It's a business topic where you can, the whole idea is how can you make more money? How can you grow your profits? So that's going to be what the class is about. And then there's recordings of old monthly master classes, which are free. So this class is going to go in there after the 24 hours. Also, all the Biz Challenge videos with Gitti Berger and Swadolby and Faye Dworetzky, all of those incredible classes that you wanted to watch after the 24 hours expired are in there. They're already loaded and they're ready to go. So you get the core trainings. You also going to get a community group. So I'm going to have a WhatsApp group just for my Profit Club. And then you're going to get all the worksheets and the workbooks. And then the founding members price is $27. It's $297 for the year, which, by the way, if you go 27 times 12 is $324. And then you go minus 27. So you get one free class. You get one free month if you do it at $297. If you buy it for the year, you're getting one free class. So that's pretty cool. So I just want to get, I wanted to get your, I just realized that I did not get the link for the, for the Profit Club. So I'm going to get that for you right now and put it into the chat box. So give me 1 second, but please, 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 if everybody could be sending me your questions. And also I wanted to actually just show you a little bit around the Profit Club and like what it really looks like. So hold on 1 second. Please start sending in your questions while I'm getting this. I'd also love to hear from you, like what you think or what you, like what would you love in the Profit Club? Like what am I missing that you think would be so super valuable for the Profit Club? Because this is about you. Believe it or not, it's really not about me, and it's more about you and giving you the most value that I can. I really want, this was for a very long time. I had been wanting to do this, but I needed to do it in the right time and with the right intention. And I'm just really excited about it. I really, really am. It's like a long time coming. So the Profit Club is $27 a month. Yes, it's monthly, or $297 for the year. 1 second. It's a membership. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just getting you the link. Copy. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the link is now in the link is now in. Hold on, I'm just going to share with you my screen. Okay, so here is the Profit Club. So you gain the clarity that you need to grow your profits in 2021 without feeling overwhelmed, embarrassed, or like you're running a Ponzi scheme. How many of you feel like you're running a Ponzi scheme? Like you're paying off one vendor with money that you're paying that was supposed to be earmarked for another? Like I always feel like that. So the Profit Club is around so that you do, so if you want to understand business accounting basics, if you want to earn more money, if you want to make more money, if you're looking for a community of others, and if you want to build your business with intention. And so I just wanted to go in here and just tell you. So basically the core trainings that we have are, for now, we have Business 101, which is business plans and understanding your numbers, Marketing 101, making the marketing do's and don'ts and money savers and time wasters. And then Operations 101, which is scaling and long-term growth. And then the live classes for January, the next 3 months, are profit goals, how to map out your profit goals for 2021 and achieve them strategically. February is Canva 101, is how Canva can save you money and make you money in your business. March is email marketing, how to convert your clients into paid customers at a 40% conversion rate. So the whole goal of these classes is to make you more money. And then you get all the recordings of all the monthly classes, like emotional marketing from Gitzy Berger, copywriting from Faye Dworetsky, LinkedIn and branding from Mirav Levine, and a class on manufacturing from Shira Stern from Swaddleby. Everyone said that this was actually the best class if you're a manufacturer. But then there's another training, which I didn't put on here, but there's 5 actual trainings. Okay, one second. And then I wanted to, and then I gave you already the link for the Etsy store, right? I gave you the link. I'm just going to put the link here one more time. That way you have it. This is for the Etsy store. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was, this is what the Profit Club looks like on the back end. So you have your videos start here, then you have your core training videos, your monthly trainings, your bonus content, which is your Masterclass live trainings, and then the November Business Challenge will go here. And then when we do the next one, which is in the May Business Challenge, will go here as well. So you always have, you have every single thing here. And like when you click on start here, you'll see all the videos are here, and then your downloads, if there was a download workbook, it goes right here. So, and then the video is just like ready to go. See, it's just right there, and I'm awesome. I'm so amazing. I love watching myself. Okay, so let me answer some of the questions that have come in here. If you don't, if you do by month, do you have access to the videos that month? Okay, so the way the monthly goes is that once you're inside of the membership portal, you get every month from past. So you get January, February, March, April, like you get instant access to everything. So even if you come in March, you're still getting January and February. So you hear what I'm saying? Like you're in the membership, you're in the membership, like you're in that subscription back end. So yes, you can start at any time, but you know, the whole idea of it is that every single month you're getting training from Abby Wolin. So you're losing out on that core training that you can actually, the way, like when you do live with me, you're asking me questions live. If you wanted to, you could actually raise your hands and come in, and like we could, like I could actually put you on video right now and you could be asking your questions right here with me. So you're losing that element if you come in 4 months later. Also, founder members price is $27. After founding members, it's going to go up to anywhere between 36 and $60. Like I haven't decided yet. It really depends on a lot of stuff. So you know, if you leave, you can't come back into founding members price. Is the bootcamp similar to the master layout, or will it get one time? Okay, the bootcamp is very different, and I actually wrote this out where it's like says questions. Okay, the bootcamp is 8 weeks of foundational business knowledge. It literally walks you through how to build a business plan. The Profit Club are monthly trainings of how to make more money. It will not teach you how to build a business plan. It is a bonus that you get for free when you join the bootcamp. It was a bonus that I offered, so all my boot campers are coming into the Profit Club for free. But do you understand that it's very different? It's like coaching. It's for people who want a business strategist or a coach and cannot pay $500 for 2 hours. So come into the club and you'll be with everybody else, and we will learn on a very macro level. And if you want micro, then you can, and you have the money, then you can actually have a class like that. Okay. So any way to connect if I don't have WhatsApp. So Dvorakats, that's a problem. I will have an email list so that there are, like, you know, everybody can connect via email, but really it's the WhatsApp I found is the best for, I've tried so hard to convert people into a Facebook group. It is so difficult. Like no one wants to be on that Facebook group. I've tried it like now twice. So the WhatsApp group just seems to be the best for everybody. But I will have a sheet with everyone's email addresses that you could connect with in that way. Could you watch the videos more than once? Yeah, you get to watch you're in there for the life of the community. So you get to watch it anytime, everywhere. The best part also is Kajabi has an app, so you can actually watch it on your phone. You don't even have to be on a computer. Okay, more questions. Okay, this is a group class or mostly through emails? No, Mika, this is completely through the membership portal like I showed you. So you go into the back end of the membership site and all of the trainings are ready to go for you, like right now. It's all there. So the actual core trainings will be up tonight, but the business bootcamp class, the business challenge classes are already there. This live training, as soon as it's done, the recording will go right into the back end. And then your core training will be on the third week of January. Third week is November. The third Tuesday of January, which will be on Tuesday. That will be our first live training call, will be on Tuesday. Okay. So when you join the actually, I'm going to actually move it to the 26th because it's going to be open this whole week for purchase. So the 26th will be our first ever live training, which we will be talking about how to make more money with goal setting. That is January's class. Okay, not a question, but you're so cool. This session has been invaluable. Thank you so much. Oh, Shani, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so YG, I explained that after founding members price $27 a month is going to go up to anywhere between $36 and $60. If I need one-on-one help, would you recommend getting a mentor or first starting off with the Profit Club to see if my questions will be answered? So Mika, it really depends on what your questions are. I would say reach out to me after this and then we can hop on a 30-minute intake call and I can really understand what your needs are and where you would fit in, which program of mine would work. Looks freaking awesome. You go. Any specific classes, worksheets, books, etc. in the Profit Club for those in the healthcare industry. I will still sign up for this. So it's yeah, you're signing up and joining as a founding member. It's so excited. Just curious if I will have to experience if you have experience with healthcare. So I don't have experience with healthcare, but I do have a lot of clients who are OTs, PTs, psychologists. One of my biggest companies right now that I'm working with is a psychologist. So I do understand how to build that kind of a business when you're service based. And so, yes, we are definitely going to be talking a lot in the healthcare, especially email marketing. People just really don't value it as much as I know how much you can nurture your clients. I mean, this is a powerful way to make money, which is why I made it my third class, Canva first, because I think Canva is such a powerful way to make money. People don't really understand how to use Canva, like really to the full of it, extent of it. So that's why that's my second class. Okay, lots of questions. We should probably connect afterwards. Okay, guys, listen, if you have questions about the Profit Club, if you have questions about anything else, you must message me afterwards and I can answer any questions that you have. So Mary, is it just 1 year at that price or always? Once you come in as a founding member, you stay as a founding member. So after the year, all founding members will be you can restart it at that $27. You're never going to go to regular pricing again. If you have to stop monthly membership for whatever reason, do you still have access to the videos of the month? No. Once you finish, that's it. Like you lose access to the trainings and the membership site. How do you figure out time management, business versus personal family? So this is a really good question. And I can only say that the only way that you do that is by creating boundaries. You have to create really strong boundaries with yourself and your family, and you also have to work extremely intentionally. And that's why my planner and these sheets help you, because once you start figuring out your goals and you know what you need to do in order to hit your profit goal. So for example, if I know this is how my brain works, and this is what I teach in the Profit Club. If you know that you make the most money from a product, this mug, okay? This mug, I need to make $1,000 this month. Just give you an example. And I created this mug. This mug I sell for $16. Okay. So, and my profit on the $16 is $10. Let's just use as an example. How many mugs do I have to sell in order to make $1,000 at $10 a price? That you would say 100 mugs. Okay. So my question is how do I sell 100 mugs? How? What do I have to do? Who do I need? And what are the steps that I need to take in order to achieve that goal? And so when you sit down and you figure that out, you can work super intentionally, because you're not like thinking, oh my God, I have to sell. Okay, so I'll put up a post. Oh, okay, so I'll ask an influencer. Oh, I'll do this. And you're constantly working in this like emergency mode, always saying, I have to make more money. But if you say, no, I just need to make I need to sell 100 mugs. So you're going to sit in the first of the month. You're going to sit at the first of the week. And you're going, okay, last week I did 1, 2, and 3. I sold 25 mugs. which avenue was the best way of selling those mugs? Okay, avenue one. Great. Okay, so avenue one, I'm going to do that again, but this time I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, and now you start working super, super intentionally every single month, every single week, every single day to sell your 100 mugs. And so, therefore, you can set better boundaries and better accountability to yourself and to your family and to the things that you want to achieve in your life. I hope that that made sense. How do you figure out? Oh, okay. So would this be good for someone who is a beginner OT? So if you are a beginner OT and you're starting a practice, then the Profit Club will definitely help you significantly grow your business. It gets your feet wet. And it's also for people who have been in business. Oh, Ariella. So she sent me a message. Okay, 1 second. I'm Dina Katzmer's good friend. She's my sister-in-law. We spent Rosh Hashanah together a few years ago in Long Beach in her house. Getting the friends to join the Profit Club as well. We took your course in Lakewood a while ago, and we will be accountability partners using your stuff. Oh my gosh, she's getting her friends who will be accountability partners. Thank you so much for this free webinar. It was invaluable. I know we will be in touch. Oh my God. Okay, wait 1 second. Ariella, I'm saving this. Oh my God. The best. Guys, if you want to send me like testimonials, like right now about like how, like if you felt like this class was good, if you loved it. Oh my God, that's amazing. Hold on 1 second. Cause I love them. I always love them. And I would, oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. New, I'm just getting a new document so I could start writing these testimonials. I would love to hear what you thought of this class. And wow, I can't believe I'm finished. I've been thinking about this masterclass for months. I've been thinking about this masterclass, and I'm so happy that it is done. Oh, Eleni, you took the Canva course. I'm so happy. And I wrote at least 4 full pages of notes. Helpful, so much information. Yes, Miri. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my God. And it's 1:46. Okay. So my 90-minute class went almost 2 hours. That's the power of these master classes. And I really hope to be able to give them more for free as we go throughout the year. I really want to do this monthly. So I hope that and the master class and so much information, knowledge, and clarity for my business. I learned so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm taking all of you guys are the sweetest. Wow. Sorry, I'm a little quiet because I'm grabbing all of your testimonials. You guys are like the best. You're warming my heart. You don't even know. You know, like you do a lot. Like I do a lot, okay? And I do a lot, and sometimes you wonder, like, does it really impact people? Do people really get anything from it? Do people learn from it? Am I really impacting those around me? Because if you don't hear from them and you don't know, and like just reading what you guys are writing, it's just making me like, I feel like I want to cry. You're like the sweetest. Okay, so before I cry, I'm gonna head off. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I will be sending the recording of this class as soon as it's downloaded. I will be sending it out. And I really hope that it helped you. And you guys, so sweet. Okay, and I hope that you will join the Profit Club, and I'm really excited to get started in there. The first class will be on the 27th, which is the Tuesday, and we will have to figure out the timing, but you'll be able to get started right away. As soon as you get in there, you'll get the class, and you'll get access to everything right away. I'm just going to put up the last core trainings, and we're good to go. See you later, guys.